What's up, Aries? I'm back. I missed you guys. Did you miss me? Happy birthday. I am so psyched to be talking to y'all now. Had to take a little break, but now we're back again. Guess who's back? Let's do this, Aries. All right, y'all, so hope you like that cute little introduction I made for y'all there. Just trying to come back in springtime, Aries season. I'm telling you, you guys, the fire, the energy of this season has just been hitting me so hard. That March was jacked up. That Pisces energy was just too much. In La La Land, in the feels, in like, just acting like everything was, it was watery. I don't know how to say it. Neptunian, kind of like lost in this fog. Now we're back and we have direction and got a new deck here. I just did a little move. I'm still like figuring out the setup. So once again, we got the white wall, and if that changes, we'll go ahead and take a look. If that changes, then you'll see. I don't know why I'm trying to explain that. All right, guys, so here's what's going to happen. The description of the cards that I'm using are going to be in the comments, in the blah, blah, blah. The name of the decks I'm using are going to be in the comments below. Also, private readings are available. If you're interested, check those out there. But let's get started. So I want to pull like a couple of cards because I missed you guys from March. We didn't get to talk, so I kind of just want to see, where Aries is getting into April, right? Where have you guys been? Like starting out, what are the lessons and stuff we need to process? All right, so right off the bat, we're starting with the Three of Pentacles. So what I'm getting here is that March was like a month for Aries to figure out a lot about the way you work with other people, right? Whether that was like independence, whether that was like trying to figure out where you fit in a group dynamic, right? The Three of Pentacles is saying that there was a degree of collaboration, of working together, of energies, of different people kind of like uniting and coming together for something, right? So there might have been a lot of lessons for you guys in March about how you deal with partnerships, right? How you deal with other people and how other people are affecting your ability to make money, right? To build the life that you want to build. And I wouldn't be surprised if like some of you had to make some considerations about who you had in your life, right? Exactly. Look, we have the Eight of Pentacles now, right? So with the Eight of Pentacles, we're talking about what we're doing for a living, right? The joys, the pleasures that we take in our work. So Aries, I think March might have been a really transitional month for you in terms of like your attitude towards your money, your attitude towards, let's say your business, right? Your ideas about what you wanted to create in the world. And I think we talked in February about Aries like being in their happiness. And these cards coming right off the bat are telling me that like there were big considerations here about what it is that makes you happy, right? What it is that you're putting your energy into on a daily basis that like affects your overall sense of well-being. Ten of Cups, right? So here we got as like the summary for you guys for the month of March. We got the Three of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Cups. So talk about moving towards your happiness, right? Talk about Aries kind of, really getting down and dirty and ready to do the work. Like this is where Aries is starting off in April, and why I was saying I was so hyped about your guys' energy this month, because I'm feeling just like myself as a Gemini, but like the time is, I'm so corny, but that's why I wore this shirt, because it really feels like it's like manifesting time. It's time of creating. Like Aries is bringing this energy of what we're going to create this year, of like the life we're going to build for ourselves, right? And for you guys, you're really looking towards our happiness, right? Starting in April, I think that a lot of relationships, a lot of family relationships, and I think it doesn't have to just be romantic relationships, but if that pertains to you, then sure. But I think also what we're looking at is like friends and colleagues, right? And it's almost like the Three of Pentacles here with the Ten of Cups is saying like, how does your emotional well-being and your sense of joy and happiness in life, how is that affecting the way you make money, right? What you do for a living. I don't know, Aries, maybe like you really felt down a lot because of like dissatisfaction with your finances, dissatisfaction with your career, right? But this is actually a really nice start for me since we're pulling these cards talking about how April is going to go, right? How we what summed up what we went through in March. So let's take a look at April now. I'm going to set these off to the side and let's take a look at what we're really like focusing on for April, right? There's a good amount of planetary energy. There's a lot of moon energy, right? We just had that full moon in Libra, and you want to talk about like assessing relationships, right? You want to talk about figuring out how people are affecting you, and how, you know, when I was saying before about that Pisces crazy energy in the month of March, for me, like there was a lot of focus just on all the signs about relationships, culminating in this full moon in Libra that we just had, right? So good. So good. I think that we're looking at you guys like feeling good, right? You guys wanting that happiness that we talked about a few months ago. I think you guys can sometimes just put your head down, right? And focus and go forward and do what you got to do. But now, especially with this retrograde time, it's a great time to like slow down and reflect and like contemplate and consider what it is that we want. So like, where are we starting off with Aries in April? What was I saying here? We got the Magician, right? A foundation for creation that you guys created in March, right? A foundation for like, this is what I want. This is what I want to accomplish, right? This is what I want my life to look like. The Magician coming out as your central card for April is like bomb, guys, like exciting. Because this to me is like, you know, Aries has a way of taking themselves very seriously, but in the same way having this, how could I say it? It's not quite insecurity to me, but it is like almost like a self-doubt, right? Like, I think that's why sometimes Aries is so good at telling other people what to do, because it's easy for you guys to see, you know, what other people do well, what other people could be doing better and doing differently, and sometimes in a way that distracts you from like thinking about yourself. And the Magician, it sounds so ironic to me almost to be telling like a sign that's known for its individuality and for its sense of independence to focus on themselves and their own happiness. But you know, the last time I left you guys off here, I said Aries needs to get serious about their happiness and what's happening here. I think that you guys are like motivated. I think you're like really inspired. I think you kind of have a sense now of like, I'm not gonna let myself be stuck in this place where I'm like doing okay, but dissatisfied, right? Where happiness and joy is an essential part of my everyday life. So let's look more at this Magician here. Five of Wands, right? Like, you guys have been through it. I think you all have been struggling with yourselves though, right? Like getting in your own way. And now we have this like, it's almost like all that energy, all that frustration, all that pent up like wanting to fight, you know, like y'all want to fight. And now it's like channeling it in the right direction. Channeling, right? The magician is all about channeling energy. And I think a lot of this frustration, a lot of this restlessness that Aries was feeling last month is getting addressed, is going to be taken care of, right? Like, you guys aren't having it anymore. Ain't nobody got time for that, especially not Aries, right? Aries got to go. So let's see what else we have here. The Ace of Cups. Like, can we be clearer here? Like, this whole time, what are we talking about? Happiness, right? New joy, a new sense of like emotional well-being is what I want to say, right? It's almost as if the 10 that we saw in March was like a glimpse of the future and the possibilities and like what happiness could be for you guys. And now it's like you're transforming this energy, right? You're transforming this this struggle, this strife, this like challenges, these challenges that you've had. And really coming in a place of wanting to be happy, of wanting to feel love. Like love for yourself almost, I want to say. Right? It's almost as if like there's been this journey of validation coming from external sources, right? Of Aries, of wanting to, you know, depend on people or rely on people in a way to prove your own worth to yourself, right? And I hear already some of you in my head being like, nah, that ain't me. But we all do that, right? Everybody, no matter how confident or self-assured you are, everybody gets affected by whether or not you have the validation of other people. And I think what's happening in Aries is you might not have been getting that validation, or maybe that validation hasn't been as strong as it has been before, right? Or as meaningful to you. And now it's like you're looking for something real with the Ace of Cups, right? You're tired of this back and forth of like, he loves me, he doesn't love me, she likes me, she doesn't like me. Oh, my boss says I'm doing a good job, now my boss is annoyed with me. Like, it's like you're looking for this real grounded sense of security in like yourself, in taking charge of your life and stepping back from the bullshit with these people who just want to like, not even like oppress you, but just like insert their opinions, insert their will. It's like Aries doesn't have any place for anybody else's will but their own. Who are you trying to tell me what to do, Mr. Five of Wands? Right? I'm Aries, bitch. Yeah, that'll be the title of this video. I'm Aries, bitch. But I think what we're seeing in April in your season, in your birthday month, is like a real transitionary time, right? A real time is now. A real time for Aries to say, what are the seeds I want to plant? Where do I want to see myself in like the summertime, right? We just had the spring equinox. It's all about planting seeds. It's all about the stuff that's been dormant, right? Coming back to life. The Three of Pentacles for March was almost like, it feels almost a little oppressive. It feels a little desolate. Right? It feels like, to me right now, it just doesn't feel forward moving. Right? It doesn't mean that nothing was happening. It just means that like there's not momentum, it feels like. Right? So you might have felt like relationships stall out a little bit. You might have seen, I really think it's like the things that you thought were feeding you, the things that were like feeding your ego and feeding your soul and your pride, maybe like just weren't working for you. And now we're looking for the real deal. So let's take a look more at I want to look at that Five of Wands here. So Aries, maybe somebody played you. Seven of Swords, right? Whether or not someone played you or not, I just feel like you don't have trust in other people's role in your life, if that makes sense. It feels to me like there's like what I was saying about independence and like why should I have to tell Aries to be independent? It feels like there's been a lot of letdowns. It feels like there's been a real sense of, you know, people not coming through for you. People you thought you could trust not having your back when you needed them to. Right? I feel like some betrayals for you guys. I feel like a lot of leading on, you know, like in business, in love, like people just not being straight up with you. And I think Aries, you're kind of taking it, right? I think you've been taking it because of your pride. Because of this thing that you guys do where it's like, me feelings, what? Nothing hurts me. Oh, you played me? Fuck you, punch you in the face, keep walking, right? But like there's some hurt here. That's what I'm feeling, right? So Aries, I do want to say, in your quest for this, in your quest for what's real, in your quest for making the life that you want to make for yourself, I do want to say, like, don't get too jaded, right? You can use, like what I said before about the Five of Wands, like it's energy you could use, but don't get stuck in it. Don't become cynical. Don't start to like, don't be this person who's like, I can only do, if you want something right, do it yourself, right? There's some truth to that, but there's also truth to like the power of like positive collaboration. And the things people can bring into your life that like you can't get on your own. So it doesn't matter how confident you are, how much you like love yourself, there is something special about when somebody loves you. Right? It doesn't matter how much like you feel yourself and you have your own sense of confidence. It's nice when someone pays you a compliment, right? So I think the warning right now in April, Aries, is to not get jaded. Is to not get cynical. Look, we have the Two of Wands, right? Like, it's saying that you have things to look forward to. There are choices that you can make. There are opportunities waiting for you. In love, I think, especially with the Ace of Cups, right? But I don't want to just think of the Ace of Cups as pure love, right? Because every time the Ace of Cups can't come into your life, it can't mean that you're having new love. I mean, unless you're like that. And Aries, let's be real. You guys are kind of like that. But that's why I fuck with y'all, because y'all are fun, and I'm the same way. You know what I mean? I tell my mom, I was like, you're the reason I'm a serial monogamous, mother. My mom is an Aries, and she's going to be watching this, and I'm going to get a phone call. But Aries is all about choices. Choices, right? Choose. Oh, I almost want to hurt myself for saying what I was almost going to say. I was going to choose you. Choose you, Aries. Like it sounds corny, right? But remember what we were talking about with happiness, right? You have to choose the desire to be clear of heart, right? So Aries, there might be some sacrifices I'm getting in the month of April, right? That might have to be made. There might have to be like a step away from the distractions, a step away from, let's say cheap thrills, or like just things that stimulate you and distract you and don't actually have substance. Because we're creating substance here, right? Let's look more at that Magician. Hey, so we have the King of Swords here. I think you guys are like really ready to act out in the world. I am almost a little afraid of this because to me the King of Swords comes with this tinge of anger, right? Almost like violent anger, right? I mean, at his best, he's a gentle communicator, right? He's clear-headed, he's logical. Um, you know, he can act swiftly, but there's this other side of this card, which is what I'm feeling a lot here with you guys, where you have to be careful for the way you approach situations, right? Like with people, to not be like too harsh, to not be too rash. Right? But the King of Swords does also tell me like that there is an even tone to what's happening here, right? That y'all understand mentally like how to take care of yourself. You understand what's right for you. So even if you do have to burn a couple bridges, it's kind of empowered with these two cards together, right? It's sort of like a go-ahead of saying like it's okay to be a little like harsh if you need to, a little rough if you need to. Because this is about you, right? You and your happiness. I only feel the harshness in the sense where you might have to separate yourself from some toxic situations, right? I don't think you have to be mean, you don't have to be harsh to get what you want, right? But like where you do have to be mean and where you do have to be harsh is when you're feeling this energy that's just like fucking with you and undermining your self-esteem and your confidence. Too much potential here, Aries. Like you got things going for you right now. It's like the wheels are in motion for something great to come your way, right? Let's pull a couple more like outcome cards for April. Hey, Nine of Pentacles. So remember what I said from the start about why I have to tell a sign like Aries like to be independent and be strong, right? Aries, this is such a time of you, right? The thought in my head just flashed of a friend of mine. I'm going to her wedding next month and she's in Aries. And I was thinking, oh, well, she's getting married, but still, and then I felt like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is all about you. This is all about you finding your stability. You finding your security, right? Being like truly good on your own. And again, I want to reiterate that being on your own does not mean alone, right? It's just about being able to stand on your own 2 feet and like being happy and being proud of yourself for it. Let's pull another outcome for April for Aries. Let's see. Okay, so we got Page of Cups. So I think you guys are really waxing poetic right now about the future. Page of Cups can also represent a communication of love. But I don't think that this is super serious. So if there's like a new love that comes in or a new like, I keep wanting to say lust. Page of Cups to me is feeling very much like, you know, maybe a nice little love tryst for the month of April. For a bunch of you, right? Maybe like even just a flirty weekend on your birthday weekend, right? But there is gonna be some happiness. I think you are gonna have like someone making you feel good, right? So it could be a water sign person, or this is also just your energy feeling like romantic, feeling like hopeful, feeling like daydreamy, right? Aries, I want to say, like, this is important for me to tell you, like, to hold on to this. To hold on to this sense of, like, romance. To be, like, the young, dreamy person. I want y'all to be happy, right? So, I mean, with these two together, I don't... Oh, now we... Then the last card we have is the Dark Moon. So, with these cards together, again, when I said, like, if there is romance, it's not serious, I don't think, Aries, that this is your month for love. I mean, look at this. Like, the Dark Moon is very much about, like, internal. Like, going within. Like, reflection. Like, this whole Mercury retrograde of, like, really going deep. within yourself. Like, look, these cards together are just really tapping into your own subconscious, tapping into your own desires and dreams and the things that you want. Right? As much as I said the Page of Cups could be romance, like with these other two cards together, it's very much about you and your dreams and your desires and your hopes and your wishes. Aries, I think this is a month of really getting in touch with like what you want and what you desire, especially with the Magician coming out first, right? I really don't think that the Ace of Cups is new love. I really feel like this is a stronger sense of yourself. This is a sense of Aries. You know how when like you feel good about yourself, it's very easy to naturally like start taking better care of yourself? Similarly, when you don't feel good about yourself, you don't take good care of yourself. That's what, to me, the Ace of Cups is for you guys this month. It's like taking care of yourself. I want to say washing your own feet. I think because it was just Easter and all that stuff, I'm just going on washing feet. But you know what I mean? It's like, maybe that's a great analogy, like washing your own feet. Like, stop, if you've been in a spirit of giving, like to give to yourself in a really gentle way. Not in a treat yourself, go spend a lot of money on yourself for your birthday kind of way, but like be good to yourself. That's where I liked the King of Swords here, right? I liked him as a person who was like gonna be tough with the people who are like need to be, with the people who you need to be tough with. It's almost as if like on the inside you have to be soft and dreamy, and on the outside you have to be a little like cutthroat. Right? And what do those two things together mean, right? That can mean just like creating boundaries for yourself. But saying, no, I'm protecting myself. You stay the fuck away. I'm protecting myself. Fuck you, job, I'm out. Peace. Deuces. You're toxic. You're awful. You're nasty. You're rude. Like, this is like an inner child that like you, through all your years of experience and pain and like, you know, growth, have come to like learn to protect. All right, so I just want to pull one more card, and then I'm going to pull these rune cards I have. 10 of Wands. Rune cards I have is like a final step here, right? So we have the 10 of Wands as like your final card here of the reading, kind of like summing things up. So summing up March, we kind of had the 10 of Cups, and now summing up April, we're having the 10 of Wands. This is actually, to me, really healthy. This to me is, remember what I said before about like sacrificing? It's about taking on responsibility. The responsibility of like yourself. The responsibility of like your own desires and like your well-being. I know it's hard, Aries. I know you just want to like, you have all this energy and you just want to put it out there and put it out there and put it out there. But like right now, as much as it feels like it may be against like the way you usually do things, it's time to slow down and go within and get in touch with yourself and what you really want. Particularly with regard to like who in your life like does or doesn't belong, who in your life is doing this to you. Take these 5 of Wands, right, where these conflict and all these people putting shit on you, and turn it into something productive and healthy, and something that like pushes your life forward and is actually like conducive to like the better, greater well-being, right? All right, so let's pull these rune cards. I have one here, kind of like a step forward here from this reading here, right? Aries, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's really a big month of just you. It's a big month of like, I think you're starting to get an idea of what you want, and now it's time to act on it. you know, now is the time to like get serious and make the sacrifices and you know, even the sacrifices in the people around you. Here we have the rune Ingwas, right? All about planting seeds. How I was talking earlier about the spring equinox and stuff, right? This is your time right now to start planting seeds. This is the time to get in touch with the fire in your belly, the thing that stirs you, the thing that drives you and inspires you. And stop telling yourself, Aries, like, oh, I don't know what I want, or I don't know who I want to be, or I don't know what kind of person I want to be with. Like, if that's true, which I don't think it is, but if it's true, like, now is the time, as stupid as it sounds, sit down and write it out. The feel of this whole reading here, guys, is like you have to get clear about what you want, because if the magician doesn't know what he wants, he can't manifest shit. Or he will manifest shit. A clouded, thrown together, like, you know, mishmash of what his life is going to be. Or it's like, yo, no, I'm planting sunflower seeds, bro. They're going to grow and they're going to become sunflowers. I hate to say it, Aries, but also, like, if you're single, have your fun. If you're not single, make sure that you have your fun too. Aries, you know what? Just go get laid, okay? Yeah. Anyway, guys, like, I'm so happy to be back here. I'm so glad to be talking to you again. I got swamped with personal readings, but I got more available now, so if you want to check those out, it's in the description below. But anywho, guys, I'm going to leave you on this. Now is the time. Or, the time is now. I knew I wore this shirt for a reason. I'm feeling that Aries energy of just like, fuck you, yeah, now. We're going to get it now. We're going to do our thing. Just cuz. Because we swaggy like that. Because we know what we got to offer, right? Because we know what life has waiting for us. Yeah? All right, Aries. I was thrilled to talk to you. I think that was a great reading, and I wish you guys the best, and I think April's going to be great. You're going to kill it. Now is not the time for love, I want to say to you, right? Now is the time to really get serious on your vision. Vision, Aries. Visionaries. Visionaries. Hey, I like it. Visionaries, Aries. Love you guys so much. Dream big. I feel like what I want to say, like, I'm not done yet. Like the inner child might have been a little wounded. The part of you that, like, had dreams and got a little crushed along the way. And I think when I said about yourself and taking care of yourself and going within, this month is really about fostering that inner child back to life. All right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.